Hi there, this is Sheri Leigh Myers. Welcome to How to Connect with Angels. We believe that no matter what, every person has the unconditional love and help of angels, our messengers from God. But we have to be willing to believe, and we have to be willing to ask. That's what our film, The Glitch, that we are shooting here in New Orleans is all about, with the help of some amazing music and talent. If you're curious, visit us at theglitchmovie.com and take a look. But now, right now, let's talk to someone who's devoted to helping us make a divine connection. Joan of Angels, also known as Dr. Joan Han Carter, is a spiritual teacher, soul artist, and intuitive coach who helps people remember who they are, overcome their challenges, and step into their destiny. In 2013, Joan heard the call of the Earth Messengers saying, "Paint us, and we will come." She had been a successful chiropractor, an author, and the founder of the Miracle Makers Club, as well as an occasional painter. But at that point, she dropped everything and began to paint transformative portraits of the angels she has named the Earth Messengers. Good morning. We have with us Dr. Joan Han Carter, who is also known as Dr. Joan of Angels. She is an oracle. She is an intuitive mentor. She is the most exquisite painter of angels I have met yet. Joan, Dr. Joan, Joan of Angels, thank you so much for being with us today.
Oh gosh, thank you, Sheri. What a beautiful introduction.
I mean every word. I really want people to know you, and I really want people to find you and benefit from the enormous amount of information and inspiration that you're bringing. So, darling, the first thing that I want to tell you is that when we talked before and I got to look at your life story, I was moved to tears by the story of your book that you wrote and the life that you created, and it's called the Miracle Makers Club.
Yes.
Come on, tell us all about it.
Okay, well, gosh, you go back. So the first thing everyone needs to know is that my whole life has been based on miracles. I see miracles everywhere. Just the fact that we're on the show this morning, Sheri, is a miracle to me.
Yeah.
So miracles to me are the way spirit moves itself when things work in harmony and flow.
Oh.
And so
Wow.
the period of time you're discussing is when I had lost my practice as a chiropractor. I'd lost everything I had. I was penniless because I had been injured. So I had gone from being very wealthy to suddenly having nothing, with my 2 kids in tow and fleeing for our lives to my sister's house and living out of my car. Okay, so, but I knew, all right, in the midst of my despair, I knew that the only thing that would ever work to shift my life back again for myself and my kids was to work somehow with a mastermind group to start shifting my vibration into the positive energy. And the only one I had with me was my 8-year-old and my 10-year-old. So every night, and we needed stability. It was very traumatic. And so every night we would sit and hold hands. And we would chant Om, and we would ask for what we wanted. And my kids would describe the house they wanted with a basketball court and a pool. And my daughter became the vice president. My son was the event planner. Okay. But we sat and and my daughter, we named ourselves the Miracle Makers Club so we could help manifest miracles. And my precious daughter says to me, Mama, she called me, when we create miracles, meaning when we get out of this and we have our house again, can we go around the world and help teach people about how they can make miracles so that they and their children don't have to suffer like we did? So that is the story of the Miracle Makers Club and the book and how we came to start officially teaching people how to make miracles. But I want to also say this, that that there's an art and a life and a commitment one makes when they do that. And when you're out of alignment, we don't get those miracles. And so sure enough, several years later, after receiving, an award and all sorts of things as a result, I ended up being told I was going to lose everything again a second time. And that was probably the most traumatic, because they told me in no uncertain times, my guides did, that it wouldn't be until I was in authentic alignment that I was, in balance, top to bottom, that I would be able to recover, do my work, do the bliss that I've seen myself doing, and all that. So, and I could not teach the miracle mastery programs until I was once again back into my authentic alignment.
Wow.
Very intense, because it's the teachers, the teachers of the light here, the star beings and us angels. It's one thing to teach this material. It's another to live it.
Yes.
And we need teachers who authentically are living it.
Yes.
And I have come across too many teachers that have the knowledge, but in their personal life, they're abusive or they're mean or I can hardly believe it. And I got because of my commitment to spirit, I was totally not allowed to be unauthentic. Let's put it that way.
You dropped the story when you said you heard or you knew from the angels that this was going to be, you're going to have another restart. We're going to do another restart. So let's talk about the really dramatic restart that happened 3.5 years ago. Okay, please.
Well, yes. So that culminated in 2008 when I just knew I was going to lose everything no matter what I did. Oh. And by 2010, I had lost my home. My kids were in college, or I used whatever I had left for them. But then I moved to Mexico and I started a path of just wandering. And it's like, well, where's my soul? How is this thing that I always knew was going to come out? How is this ever going to come out? And it was a huge training program for me because I was sent to Arizona, where I started to see divine beings, and I just understood, but I was worse and worse financially. And so by 2012, it was actually it was maybe the fall of 2013, and I was destitute. And I just said to God, I said, if I cannot live the visions of who I am that I've seen, which is to heal and inspire millions of people, and if I can't live that vision, take my life. And I was very serious.
Yeah.
And what happened was immediately by that night, Spirit set into motion a series of events that brought me up to North Hollywood to a beautiful penthouse apartment where I was led and guided to work with shamanic medicines and people that began to help me see who I was again. Mm-hmm. And then I started to receive these messages to paint 33 angels in 30 days. It was like a test of spirit. It was like okay, when you're lost in the desert and you get a sign.
Yeah.
Okay. When Spirit sends you a little twig, you go, oh my God, that's something. Whatever that is, oh my God, there it is. And so I said, okay. And I had all these art supplies that I had accumulated in Mexico, and I took them out on Halloween 2013 and gave art to my roommates. And I said, we're painting. And I started to hear those voices. I made that commitment that night, 33 angels in 30 days, because I realized that whatever I personally was doing wasn't getting me there. I had to listen to Spirit, and I had been so humbled. And so I began that journey of painting, discovered that after the 33 angels were done, some of them were departed loved ones, many of them were departed loved ones, mine and the people around me, and many angels came through. And as they were hung up in a portal, in a loft. I lived in a penthouse, a loft. It
Which
became
was
the
your
angel
portal,
loft.
right?
Yes, and it became the portal. They
Yeah.
explained to me that the vibrations were so high in that room that they could communicate with humans, and I was to bring humans into the portal there,
Yeah.
so humans could communicate directly with their angelic guides.
Joan is going to tell you exactly where to go to see this magnificent art.
Okay, that's so sweet. All right, yes. So these magnificent beings, by the way, told me that they have a name. They're called Earth Messengers, beings sent by the divine. So I actually have 2 websites to contain it all.
Mm-hmm.
joanofangels.com is where you go to start working and figuring out what resonates with you. I have a beautiful shop that has prints and leggings and
Yes.
purses, and I
Yes.
have my consultations and my philosophy and my meditations and my radio show all on joanofangels.com.
Hold on, Joan. Let's just stop for a second. Angel Essence Radio on Monday night. That's your show, Angel Essence Radio. It's at 10 o'clock Eastern. People can call in.
Yes, you can call in with questions, or you can,
such a great thing. Yes.
And you can stream it. You can go to www.truthcatradio.com and stream it so you can hear it, or you can call in, whichever is your preference.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that show. It's starting to get a lot of notice, and people are finding me, and I get to just share angel beings from around the world and raise vibration. That's what we're doing.
That's absolutely. I mean, the experience of looking in the eyes of your angels. Let's talk about that, because Joan, you've created art to heal. And what happens when people connect with their peace?
So let me explain this to you.
Yes.
The beings, the divine beings that I work with, they line up in my consciousness like behind a veil, waiting for me to put them on their canvas. Why? So humanity can see them. So you can find them, so that we can believe they exist, so that they have a window, a portal to communicate to you through. So when you take home my paintings or my prints, you actually have the presence of these divine beings whose role with you will be either to download information for you, to raise your energy, to give you healing. And so let's say you come into my gallery, my sanctuary, and we do a session for you. And in the session, we've connected you with your purpose, your mission, why you're here. And the next thing you know, you walking around the gallery, and suddenly I hear a voice from you. You go, "Oh my God, Joan, I swear that she winked at me."
Yeah.
Or, "I swear, I think I saw her eyebrow move." Or I heard something like, "Hey, you." Last month, a friend comes in the house. Listen, she has a reading. She's laying out in the living room, and I'm doing a reading on her friend. And when I come out, she says, Joan, did you know Cher is in the house?" I said, "You mean Cher, the singer Cher?" She said, "Yeah, Cher's in the house." And sure enough, this painting I had never really thought of as Cher, but when she said it, I could see Cher kind of shape-shifting to Cher. And she said, "I have to bring Cher home. Cher wants," and that's what people say. The painting wants to come home with me. The painting is a living being. It's a shamanic. That's what a shamanic tool is. It helps you recover pieces of your soul. And in this case, Sheri, the pieces of our soul are our angelic origins, our mission, our purpose, our destiny. It's encoded in our allies, in our spiritual team, whether we have star being allies or angel allies. It helps us get to the portal and the gates. And right now is the time, especially 2017, where the shift is happening, where more and more of us need to have that stability of seeing who we are reflected right back to us.
Oh my, beautifully expressed. What is it like for you now? You have created over 100 pieces of art. What is your life like?
Oh, well, so I'm in an interdimensional portal, first of all. I live in the desert now because my guides brought me here. They said, Joan, if you want to express your mission this life, 100%, you need to come where you can hear us. When I moved out here, I was named Joan of Angels by someone I met. And so what it's like for me is, number one, to open up a channel where I am always listening to what my guides want me to be or say or do, and always working to be in alignment. So I may get a signal at 8 o'clock at night to go out to the garage, all right, and add and finish a painting. These are my most blissful moments because I feel that a goddess might call me out to the garage so I could put makeup on her, so I could put her earrings and jewels on her, and I could finish her up. And it's like I would have no idea. I have this painting out there right now that I'm waiting to get different jewels to put on her because she wants them so much. I don't even know why, but it's this, and that's really the delicious part is this is the end of the painting, like the last finishing touches where they just go, no, now we need to jewel us up, Joan, jewel us up. And I don't even know that morning that I'm going to be doing it that night. It's something that comes over me, and I know that I'm being called and guided. So do I see angels? Sometimes I have, Sheri. Sometimes I've woken up in dreams and seen them. Sometimes I've seen them on my ceiling. Not often enough as far as I'm concerned. Really, they could show up and manifest physically for me all the time, but they do tell me that I'm a paintbrush. And that I'm 92 to 96% accurate. So just trusting that what comes out is, and some of them are, and it used to be very primitive in the beginning. So I was so embarrassed and mortified. It's just been trying to tune into my ancient selves, the artist in me. So I be more refined, but it's them coming through. They have chastised me. I have one beautiful painting, Adana, who is a star being who came to the Dagonis tribes, and she's very ancient. And I closed my eyes for half that painting, and it came through anyway. And there were people. I had this violinist out playing in my home at that time, and the painting says to me, she says to me, Joan, I want a nose ring. Now, it's a feeling I get, like, and I go, oh my goodness, I just don't do nose rings. I said this to her. And the next thing I know, spirit is moving through me. It's like she calls me to attention, beloved. And it's loud. The whole, I can tell, I'm sure everyone can hear it. You are to paint me as I am, not as you want me to be.
You're talking about empowerment and beauty and strength and directness and what it is that they're asking us to become. Let's talk about that big message.
Yes, that's the whole point. They are asking us now to step into our fifth dimensional self. They are telling us that we can be fully activated, authentic, alive angels now, or ascended master incarnate, whatever that is, that's your destined alignment. And you could even be star being, authentically activated angelic being in a three-dimensional body, in a three-dimensional world. The way we can do our work, Sheri, is to live into our highest potential, to align ourselves with the highest, and to do the mission we came here to do. And if each of us does that, that's when the earth transformation we want will happen, and we are being awoken. To any one of your people who are listening to this now, the message is going out. 2017 is huge, and it's ancient, dark versus light. We've done this war before. We were called that these are these times to get it done. And so when we hear the call, nothing less than 100% commitment. They told me this, Sheri. They sent that message to paint to thousands of beings. Okay?
Yeah.
It's an honor, by the way, to be one of the thousands, just to get the call.
Yeah.
But how many of us just say, not now, I'm busy?
Oh,
All right?
yeah. Oh,
Not
yes.
now, I'm busy. Or, are you kidding? That's my imagination, 33 ain't. What are you kidding? No. So, how many people listened? Well, I've gone online, a handful listened. And maybe one has gotten to where I am right now, where I know that this work I have done has led me to become an ascended master, incarnate this lifetime. And I now, New Year's Eve, was told that I am to teach ascended master trainings because I am a fully activated Oracle Ascension Master.
Okay.
Whatever that means. So in addition to the Angel Spirit Circles, I'm now going to be setting up an online Ascension Oracle training, the Ascended Master trainings.
Wonderful. Wonderful. You have so much to bring to this. The shamanism to me, offers you, I'm just going to say this boldness, this willingness to be powerful in front of people. The shaman, the oracle, that's your job. You have to show up. And the way you show up is with all the creativity and with the messages. To me, it's incredibly, it's just so positive and empowering. And through this feminine empowerment. And I hope that doesn't reduce it. I hope that what it does for people is to see that the spirit of saving this planet, which you talked about with George, the urgency of it is through, and how we're saving this planet is through the emergence of this incredible power to shift.
The time is now, Sheri. This is what the angels tell me. We are gathering the angel brigade. The angel brigade is each and every one of us.
Okay.
If you are to be one of the chosen ones, you must choose. And all of us listening into your calls and your work, Sheri, know that they are volunteers, know that they are here to do something. And that something is through the power of spirit. It's through the power of the angelic realms to shift the consciousness of the planet through raising light frequency. It's so by activating and awakening our energy. But you see, you're seeing that boldness in me. Each of us has that boldness in them. And my job is to help you remember that boldness that you had within you.
Yes.
Okay, because that's what it takes. It takes courage to be an angel. Oh my God, it takes courage to come out. Think of all the lifetimes they slaughtered us.
Yeah.
Okay? Off with your head.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
And this lifetime, we have to be bold. We're being given permission because look how the other side is bold. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
And coming up as a light worker is dangerous and has been dangerous, and so many imprinted memories of the danger.
Yes.
Are you kidding? Of the silence. And so I know I'm even speaking louder because to be bold has taken me 68 years. Okay? And I teach people that it is now safe to be the largest self you can imagine, to be big. Because that's what it takes. We didn't come here to be small. We did that.
No, not to dim your light. And one of the pieces of this that I just want to interject is that when we are wondering what is this big mission? The big mission is inside your own life. This big mission is to bring the light to wherever you are, to lift the grid wherever you are. Would you say that?
We all have part of the same assignment, which is part of this shifting the planet to raise the frequency, to bring a light consciousness to this dark world. Okay? We all came here as volunteers. We have a different piece, each and every one of us. And once, those people who were waiting for me to get my piece and now hear it, get activated to teach their piece. And then they teach it to those people who've been waiting to turn on their power. It's such an important part that we all get this memory awakened so we can turn around and awaken the next one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And we all have a different role, but the main role is to vibrate at the highest of frequencies at all times, because that vibration shifts the energy around us. It may shift one person or 1,000 people, or your town or your community. And so it's critical that when you walk into the store, when you walk into Walmart, your wings are fluffed and you feel like a 10 and you're spreading angelic frequencies all around. Look what you've done for the planet. I went into the post office 2 weeks ago, okay? It was grim down there, dim like the US post offices are, right? And the woman, the postal clerk was depressed, and the manager was yelling, kind of, really mean to her. And I go and look at her and I said, well, it's depressing in here. It's government office, depressing. I'm going to cheer it up. And I brought her a plant. And now they've named the plant. Everyone who comes in the post office talks to this plant. It's like life has come to the heart of Desert Heart Springs.
I love that. Thank you. Joan, I want you to feel free to take a moment to say, or to give us anything you want to give us.
Okay. So I just have to say this. If we are to be chosen ones, we have to choose. And the honor and the privilege of really learning how to listen to your own angelic team, okay? To hear the messages, to learn how to follow the map and the clues you actually set for yourself this lifetime is probably the most exciting opportunity each of us has, honestly. And to be able to come out as a teacher, as an oracle, to share this wisdom is my greatest honor now. I live for this because Spirit told me that if I'm to live my bliss, I'm to do my bliss, which I would do in any way, shape, or form, Sheri. And that's, each of us has that bliss point within us where our heart sings with joy. And I don't know, that's what I want to share with people, how to really live authentically what you're here to do, to really feel confirmation from Spirit that you're on the right path, that you are on your destiny, that you can call it forth powerfully to you so that we can really get on with it. I'm creating thousands of portals for people. I don't know exactly why, except that they show me that it's important that people know where to go. They know how to get home. They know how to get there. And they feel inspired to do the work.
Wow.
So Joan of Angels,
Joan of Angels.
We're calling the Angel Brigade. It's gathering. It's our time.
It's our time.
It's our time.
Oh, thank you, darling. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for your time and your energy, and I'm so excited about posting this up. Thank you.
I just love you, Sheri.
I love you too. I love you too.
I love being part of this concept. By the way, the glitch, I want to just say something about that.
Oh, sure. Thank you.
I just really want to. I have to tell you, yesterday when we spoke, I saw that one of the things, we're talking about speaking to our angels and our choir, but this also goes out to others who are just learning about speaking to Spirit. And what the glitch is like it's a place in our programming where we've put in a mechanism where we suddenly stop, we hear, we listen, and we start walking out of the 3D dimensional world and hearing what's really going on with Spirit. It's creating a window, an opportunity to transform right there. It's an activating moment. It's an amazing.
Thank you. You and I came up with that together. I just kind of mentioned to you that the glitch was actually an interruption in the pattern that reveals something to the other side, and there's a readjustment, and you took it to this amazing understanding, which is such a gift to the project. Thank you.
I know. And you
Thank you.
You can use this in a separate place, okay? But here's what I saw, because you're gonna love it. I see this big wheel turning, like in an engine, you have those wheels turning, it goes around and round,
Mhm.
and suddenly it stops because there was a glitch, okay? The machinery breaks down literally in one's consciousness. And we have this everyone comes into the planet with a certain amount of programming, unless you're already an ascended soul.
Mhm.
And so suddenly there's enough opportunity for the light to get in. It's amazing what that glitch can do. And I'm really excited to be part of making it juicy in there, filled with all sorts of information that can be poured through when
Thank
those
you. Yes.
openings happen for people.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Okay. And
Oh
then
yeah, babe.
like,
Oh yeah.
or you could see it as a Ferris wheel that suddenly stops. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And now we can hear the voice of God.
Oh,
While
lovely.
you're hanging out there in space and you can't go anywhere. It's like so many different images are coming to me
Oh
about
well, thank you.
that.
And there you are, the artist. Oh, honey. Oh, that was so enlightened. I love you. I'm gonna hang up now. Thank you so much, so much, and
Okay.
I'll be back in touch real soon, just so to
Yes,
get
my
the rest
love.
of it.
Bring a little plant in a glass vase, with water, so they don't have to, water it too often to your post office.
Thank you.
See what happens.
If you liked this recording and benefited from it, please, for heaven's sake, share it with your friends. If you loved it and want to hear more, go to theglitchmovie.com/how to connect with angels, where you can listen and subscribe. Thank you so much.